Numbers come in many forms, and there are many different words used to define numbers of different sorts. This is just a quick sort of 10-minute video defining some of these, and these are the ones I'm going to start with. There will be other videos describing some of the other numbers that you need to know about. Details of those in the panel down here, on the website up there, and also in the description underneath. I feel like a proper YouTuber doing that. Firstly, a numeral is a word used to describe a number, any number. If I put up a large number, this is a numeral, okay? 1964. That is a numeral. One of these is a digit. Numeral doesn't have to be that. It could be the words. It could be a Roman numeral. That in Roman numerals would be 1950-64. That would be the Roman numeral version of that. That's a numeral. So as far as we're concerned, a numeral is a representation of a number. Typically in the Indo-Arabic system that we use, it would look like that. So a numeral is just a number. A digit is one figure which is a part of a number. So the numeral is the whole thing. A digit is just one figure which is part of it. So I'll just put a little line there to remind you. A numeral is the whole thing, and a digit is just one of those. Okay. Also called a figure. Quite often you have to worry about significant figures, that kind of thing. I'm doing a video on that. And that's a figure. A digit, a numeral is the whole thing. Okay. There will also be obviously a video on Roman numerals. Now, cardinal, ordinal and nominal numbers. A number is a number is a number, and these are just ways of using a number, aspects of that number, and depending on what the number is being used for, it will be either a cardinal, an ordinal or a nominal number. Probably the best way to explain that is by example. So I'll just briefly define what they are, then we'll look at some examples. Firstly, a cardinal number is the sort of number that you have when you are counting. So if you're counting things and there's a certain number of them, that will be a cardinal number. So that is a number of objects when we're counting. So I'll put counting after that. That's a counting number. Begins with a C, C for counting. That's probably the best way to remember that one. C for counting. Okay. An ordinal number is used when you have a list of things and they're in order. So this is when you've got a list. It's a position of a number within a list, or a position of an object in a list of things. It could be a position of a person in a race or a competition, and very often it will have the ST, RD, ND, or usually TH written after it. So this is a position in a list of things. Okay, so I'll put position or order. And because it's order and it's called an ordinal number, a good way of remembering that is ordinal number is the order of something. Okay. Third one, nominal number. We're not really counting anything necessarily at all when we're talking about nominal numbers. It's a number which is being used as a name for something. It could be the name for a building. It could be number something or other. It could be the number of a bus. It could be the number on the back of a sports player. This is just the name of something. So when the number is being used as a name, the number 7 bus, house number 12, that kind of thing. So this is a name of something. Name, nom, you probably associate nom with name, so that is a way of remembering that one. As I said, I think probably the best way of remembering these is by looking at some examples. So I'll put some examples up here, and then we will define we'll work out which of those it actually is. I've now written up some examples we can have a quick look at to work out whether each one is a cardinal, ordinal or nominal number. First example, a number 7 bus. Now that number 7 is being used purely to identify the bus as a name for the bus. Therefore, it doesn't imply at all that how many buses there are, or that the next bus will be a number 8 or anything like that. It's just a name for the bus. Therefore, that is a nominal number. So I'm going to put an N next to that one. The 7th bus to drive past. Probably all in a group, having not been any for an hour and a half. The point is, somebody's taken the trouble to work out it is the 7th bus. It's in order, so that therefore is an ordinal number. So we have an O for that one. 7 buses at the depot. If we think about that one, somebody's counted the buses. Therefore, it's a cardinal number because it tells us how many of something there are. So that can have a C. Gerald, who thinks he's a footballer, was one of 14 boys. There are 14 of them, somebody's counted them, therefore that's a cardinal number. Gerald had 14 on his shirt. That's really just a label, isn't it? Normally meaning he's the substitute. So that is a nominal number, it's just the name of that particular player. So N for nominal. Gerald was 14th to be picked. Probably not very good, which is why it's a substitute. That is, let me get over here again. That is an ordinal number because he was the 14th person in the list. So that can be O for ordinal. Last 3. The car was number 9. Had a big number 9 painted on it. Therefore, that number 9 is to identify the car. It's simply a nominal number, a name in effect for that car. So that nominal for that one. There were 9 cars in total. Okay, somebody's counted the cars. They found that there were 9 of them. That's a cardinal number. Final one. The car came 9th in the race, in whatever it was. That's a position, an order for that particular car. Therefore, that is an ordinal number. A couple more things I just want to mention before we go on this one. These counting numbers have to be whole numbers, positive whole numbers. That's part of the definition. And these are generally going to be whole numbers as well. I mean, it doesn't make much sense otherwise. So these are positive whole numbers. And also, the ordinal numbers are the ones that have the th or st or whatever it is at the end. And the 2 letters that appear after the number up here are actually the last 2 letters in the word which describes the order of the position of that number. For instance, if it is third, it will have an RD at the top, which is the last 2 letters of the word third. Most of them will have TH after them because most ordinal numbers, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, have the th at the end. But some of them don't. Okay, so that's where those 2 letters come from. There are plenty of other words which are used to define numbers, which I will cover in other videos, which you may find down here or on the website up there, or there may be links in the description. Well, I feel like a proper YouTuber saying that.